to be here, and so glad that you guys would take your time in the evening to join me. In Michigan, it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like I mentioned in the last video, we're just trying to try out a few different times to see if there is a better option for you guys. Just making sure that we're doing the best we can to meet your needs. So as last time, if there is a preferred time of day that you guys would rather us jump on and have these live events, please feel free to comment that below in the video comments, and that would be helpful information for us. Let us know what time zone you're in too. That would be very helpful. But we know for most of you, at least I can probably relate, when I was a teacher for the visually impaired, finding a time in the day every month, specifically every week is just so different. Day to day is different, and you might not, even though you've got your schedule planned, things come up that are unexpected. And so that's why we wanted to record these. So even if you can't join me live, we will have our recording available both on Facebook and on YouTube. So feel free to share with your colleagues or other coworkers that you think might be interested in any of this information. So I do want to make sure we stay on time as much as possible. Like I said, it's being recorded, so anyone who jumps in a little bit later can just watch that recording. That's totally fine too. I want to share with you some of our CViConnect activities. So I have my iPad with me, so I can actually share you what I have in front of me here with the entire activity library, and I'd be happy to scroll through any of these. But just as I expected, you looking at my iPad through the camera here of my laptop is only going to be so great. And so I'm hoping that I do this right, and I can switch back and forth between showing you my iPad in front of me, so that if you guys have questions and you're commenting in, that I can respond by showing you things live. That was the whole point of doing this live event. But also that I have some recordings that I can show you too of some of the activities that I recorded earlier today. And so I'm going to start by sharing those. But that's just because that's what I have to kind of keep us going, make sure we're using our time wisely. If you have certain kids that you're looking for activities, or you want to see what we have available, shoot it in the comments. Let me know what you're looking for, what it is that you want to see, so I can answer that question for you. All right, let me see if I can switch this correctly now. Oh man. I was worried this might happen once I've gone live. I don't know if I can switch back and forth on Facebook like I can on other platforms. So we might just have to make this work, and then I'll post it with a second video of some different screen grabs of the activities live. So that's just what we're gonna have to roll with today. So I'm gonna get this up as close as possible so I can make sure you guys can see it. You'll notice that in front of the activities, we have a Roman numeral. So you'll see a Roman numeral 1 for phase 1 activities, Roman numeral 2 for phase 2 activities, and then a Roman numeral 3 for our phase 3 activities. We actually just added, I'm going to scroll back up to the top here, a ton of new bubble videos. So I was out at one of our schools, and they were so kind to let me record various videos of their bubble machine. We had captured our data that showed for our phase 1 kids that this was one of the most used. So I wanted to provide you guys a lot of different color options for that. So if you guys are in our newsletter, you probably saw that there too. But now we've got green, it goes in fast, it goes in slow. And so you've got different speeds, but you've got blue, you've got red, you've got yellow, there's orange, there's purple, there's so many different to choose from. So thank you to the teachers from Lavelle for letting me borrow your tubes so that I could record those for everyone to use. Like I said, I've got lots of different speeds and things available there as well. And then we have some Old MacDonald activities that Julie Cushman created for us. So thank you to her for all of her hard work on that. We've got, what I love about the phase 1 activities is we really tried to capture things that you could pair with in real life. We know for kiddos on that part of the the CVI range that real items as much as possible are what we want to use, right? And in any learning platform, you don't want to solely be on technology. As an educator, I will jump in and tell you that. This is to supplement that. That's the whole point. And so sometimes those real things are available in one environment and not the other. So now with the app, you can have that used in both situations. The visual simulation is available. I'm sorry, I said visual stimulation, and what I meant was the visual target is available to have the same item in both locations, at home and at school, and across different providers as well. So continuing through, you'll see that we can get into some different shapes and color activities. In fact, if there's something specific that you're looking for, we have the search bar at the top, and so you can type in, let's say I wanted to go to letters. I can type in letter at the top in our search bar there, and then all of our letter activities are available for me to pick from. So I'm going to show you our letter A activity. When each activity begins, we have this, let me show you there without the glare, we have this great instruction box that pops up, and it's going to tell you about what's going to happen in the activity, maybe some hints about salient feature instructions, some comparative language sometimes, anything that we thought would be helpful for you and your student to make help you get through the activity. So I'm going to go ahead and press play. And so the first page of this activity is going to give me the letter A and one of the diagonal lines. I can touch the bottom right hand corner to progress forward. I, as the moderator, can do this, or the student can press the button to move forward, right? So it just depends on each student and how they are able to participate. After we've looked at both diagonal lines, now we have the short line in the middle. In fact, if I touch on the A, I hope you guys can hear that. It says little line across in the middle, and it does the same for the diagonal lines too. It's going to label it and identify it for our kids just like we want them to as they're piecing apart those letters, okay? So let's continue to move forward. There we go. So this next page here is what we see a lot with Dr. Roman's work. She talks to us about the puzzle pieces and dragging that upward. And so we want to make sure that the student can see that this is the shape of the letter A. And so we're going to touch and drag to pull that up, right? We can just pull that right into there. And when they do, they get these little sparkler effects to remind that, or kind of reward them for that, as well as the iPad itself saying capital A. And this is the same for all of our letter activities, and then they can do a letter sort and continue to progress through to the lowercase letters and things of that nature, right? So we also have some sight word activities that have been really helpful. I'm not going to go through each of those, but you can see we have the word bubbling there on the front cover. So those are the different word activities we have. If I type in reading, I also get some great examples for how to put in different words into some reading patterns. So different words that were available for our students. So we actually, Julie and I worked with Barbara Lopez on these for her son who was using the system at the time, and we found some great success with him, and so we wanted to share those out, and hopefully other people can find those helpful for their kiddos as well. So I'm watching the comments. I haven't seen anything come in. If you have any questions or anything specific that you want to see, let me know. Let me show you this new bubble activity that I was talking about earlier. So it starts off with the bubble machine blank, and then it actually starts the bubble machine on. So you can actually see it actually go from nothing to the bubbles all over the screen. It's hard to get the iPad in and not me, which is what you guys really want to see. But you can see there, then it stops again, and then it's going to start back up. So what I would love to see is some interaction between using this to maybe preview where you're going. If you're going to the sensory room, this would be a great opportunity to give that child that preview before heading down to that space for them. anything like that. There's so many different uses that you guys could use for this type of an activity for a kiddo. Don't forget too that when we're completing a session on CViConnect, you get our comment box that pops up. This is a great place for you to enter in those notes. Let us know how your student was behaving that day, maybe anything that okay. Hopefully I'm not getting choppy on you. I was just getting a note about my internet speed. Ugh, I've been doing so good all day. I apologize. I'll go back if at the end of this and rewatch it and make sure that there aren't any glitches or anything like that, and edit if I need to for the recorded version. I appreciate you guys joining me live. I want to make sure you are getting the most out of your time. But this comment section is great because it links right back over to the data that you're capturing at the end for each student. So like I said, we've got this entire library for you to choose from for kids in phases 1, 2, or 3. So regardless of where your kid is at in the CVI range, there's something to help get you started. And then once you've got that baseline of like, I know what my kiddo needs, but I just need to capture that data of how they're using it, you can always come in and create your own activities too. So you'll get, this is access to this specific department's library that they've created a bunch of different activities. Real simple. You can go in and edit the activities to add in. We've got this handy new toolbar that our developers added for us that allows you to add your pictures, shape, text, anything that you need just by touching on that spot. It's been made so much easier for us, you guys. What I love too is after you get, so I just added a text box on the screen. I'm going to edit the text. And let's just make it say hello, okay? I'm gonna make that nice and big so you guys can see it all. I can hit this duplicate button, and now I have it on the screen in 2 spots. So if I wanted to make sure that all of my letters that all those pieces that I was putting together for my students are the exact same size and shape and everything, I can just duplicate it. If I want the events from each of the items to be the same, I can just duplicate it. It's so awesome. I cannot wait to show you guys more about this. I'll probably go into another complete live event on editing activities, but figured since we're dabbling a little bit in activities, I would show you that too. Since I don't have any questions in the comment box, I'm going to get going. Like I said, this was just something short and quick so I could show you these activities. If you have any questions, maybe I didn't answer yours today, you weren't able to join us live, don't worry. Feel free to email us. I'll put that in the comments so you have my email address to reach out to me. I'd be happy to join you again for a quick little video so that I'm not taking up a ton of your work time and show you anything about the system that you want to see. If you're going to ATIA later this month, please stop by and see me. I would love to say hi to all of you. Thanks and have a great evening.